Alright, you guys. Make sure you like this like. Make sure you leave them comments. And don't be a hater. If you follow my videos, hit the subscribe button. Let's talk about some real shit in this video. Because you know it's real. And I'm just going to make this video as near as simplicity as possible. And let me tell you guys this. I'm going to get off the game in a minute. Play a little bit of 2K before I get up out of here. I got to make a trip to downtown LA. Um, Tony Bellew versus Deontay Wilder. I'm not mad at that fight, yo. I'm not mad at that fight. I feel like Tony Bellew is playing it safe instead of just being a full-fledged heavyweight. But like I said in the past, and I'm gonna say it again, you cannot half-ass the heavyweight division. All right, you can't half-ass it. It's either you're in it or you ain't. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm gonna come up there, maybe beat a couple of fighters, and then I'm gonna get up out of Dodge." Now, when it comes down to Tony Bellew versus David Haye, I give Tony Bellew half credit. Before I talk about Tony Bellew versus Deontay Wilder, let me talk about this for a minute. And I want to talk about Tony Bellew and Tyson Fury. The person I think Wilder should be chasing right now is Fury. That's the next best thing if we're talking about AJ, right? Because Tyson Fury has a title at that. AJ has a title at that, so that would make Tyson Fury number two. You can argue Dillian White, but Dillian White has the opponent anyway. Plus, Deontay Wilder gave him an ultimatum, which is to fight Luis Ortiz, and then they could fight. Hold on, let me put it down for a minute. I'm trying to hit some herb while I talk my shit. All right, 1 second, 1 second. But back to Tony Bellew. The reason I say Tony Bellew, he has to make a decision. Okay. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna discuss. The reason why I give Tony Bellew half and half when it comes down to credit for David Haye. Let me explain. What do you want? The good first or the bad first? I think it's like 50-50. You know what? I'll take that back. Let me say 50, either 55-45, maybe 60-40. But it's not like overwhelming, all right? Okay, let's just get the bad out the way. The bad is this. David Haye, on one hand, he's 37, out his prime. And we know David Haye's style is a young man's game. It's a young man's style. Like, he has like the Roy Jones type of style. The type of style that really only works when you're in your prime, okay? Or when you're active. David Haye hasn't been in many wars, but David Haye is not a very active fighter. Not only is it he not very active, he depends on power and speed. What else for David Haye? Turn it down a little bit. Um, David Haye is how you call it? He's older, out his prime, um, injury. So he wasn't 100% when it comes on to injury. I think his Achilles popped in the second fight as well as the first fight. Now, I don't count that as much in the second fight because the motherfucker got stopped early. All right, so I'm not gonna say it was just the Achilles, but I really do not feel, or at least at the very least, I feel it would be a closer fight if David Haye was in his prime. All right, now let's get into the good reasons on why Tony Bellew and why I give him credit for being David Haye. I give him some credit because how he beat David Haye. Not like he just beat him in a close fight. No, he had David Haye bounced it up and down off the canvas. All right, you gotta give Tony Bellew credit for that. Um, Fucking Vladimir was hitting a flush, and nothing didn't happen. And remember this: you can improve a lot. You can improve a lot of things in boxing, but you cannot improve a chin. Either you got it or you don't. And David Hayes showed us he had a chin when he fought Vladimir Klitschko. Now you got to question his chin, right? After getting stopped by Tony Bellew. And Tony Bellew does hit hard. We've been known he hit hard, but I feel like Tony Bellew is a full-fledged heavyweight. I'm kind of getting off topic. We're going to get to that in a minute. Another good reason I give Tony Bellew props is because how big of an underdog he was against David Hay. He was an 8-1 underdog. I don't give a fuck about the gamblers. Ain't stupid now. We all knew about the injury. We all knew about the age and all this shit before the fight. So I don't just bring it up after the fight, and that's my problem. My only problem is my only problem with Tony Bellew is, and that I just gave you guys my good and bad. My only problem with Tony Bellew is I feel like Tony Bellew, he just feels like 1 minute he says he'll fight Wilder, then the next minute he says he's scared of Wilder. And I understand he didn't mean literally. I don't feel like Tony Bellew's scared of no man, but it does kind of tell me he's like, damn, maybe Wilder might just knock me the fuck out. You know, who knows? But Tony Bellew, he was fighting at a catch weight at light heavyweight anyway. So his body was getting drained anyway. I feel like he's perfect at heavyweight. Just turn into a full-fledged heavyweight fighter and stop the bullshit. 100. Like, let's just stop the bullshit, Tony Bellew. You're a full-fledged heavyweight fighter. And I'll give you a shot against a lot of these guys. All right? Um, I even give him a shot against Tyson Fury. Tony Bellew made a great point when he said, you know, because Tyson Fury, I don't get it twisted, I'll be leaning towards Tyson. But Tyson Fury said something like, oh, Tony Bellew, he don't, I can let him punching me in my face and it wouldn't hurt me. And that made it sound good, Tyson Fury, but didn't Cunningham drop you, and hurt you? If I'm not mistaken, I thought it was twice. And I agree with Tony Bellew. I feel like Tony Bellew is bigger than Cunningham and hit harder than Cunningham. So with that being said, man, nobody had David Hay bouncing up and down off the canvas right like that. And Tony Bellew got some speed and boxing skill. I give Tony Bellew a big shot mainly because he's bigger in size against Andre Ward. All right, even though I will be slightly, maybe I haven't broke that one down yet. I may be leaning towards Andre Ward, but I will say this: that will be a close fucking fight. If some of you guys think it's laughable that Tony Bellew might be able to stop Andre Ward, I don't think it's laughable. Shit, Andre Ward is a chinny. He's chinny, man. He has a chin, but he's chinny. If you've been watching my videos long enough, you know it's a difference. A chin means you never go down. Danny Garcia. Chinny means you have a chin. You might have a great chin, but you bounce up and down off the canvas. And we see Ward go down and get up off that damn canvas. All right. Now let's talk about why I don't feel like Tony Bellew versus Deontay Wilder is a bad fight, man. Tony Bellew's coming off a good win. He just beat I wouldn't even say a top heavyweight, but I could say a very good heavyweight. Um, oh yeah, and another thing is too. I want to say about the good and bad is David Hayes basically a smaller heavyweight. He's a cruiserweight too. So it's like Tony Bellew really arguably punched on a cruiserweight himself. So when it comes down to Wilder, who's talking about going to cruiserweight, that's another reason this fight is kind of even as well. Wilder fights like what 214, 215. A skinny fighter. Yeah, he got a lot of he has muscle, but mainly like a real slim fighter. He's not. He has a big punch, but it's not as big as him. Deontay Wilder, he's just a long fucking fighter. Which make him dangerous as well. But I feel like Deontay Wilder also hits way harder with that straight right hand than David Hay. All right, you guys. Let me tell you guys this. Now, for those of you guys that really don't know boxing, I gotta break things down to you guys. David Hay's straight right hand was way more powerful when he was fighting at cruiserweight and when he wasn't worried about injury. Why? Because he can use most of his power coming from his legs. You guys, your best power comes from your legs. David Haye is not one of those fighters that's just, he's heavy handed, but he's not heavy handed to the point where he could just knock you out with a jab or just, he has to use energy to knock you out. He has to use energy in that leg. And we all know David Haye, the old haymaker, he loads on this shot. I mean, he puts a lot of mustard on it. You guys, the best pitchers, the best home run hitters in baseball use their legs to get them home runs. Same shit with boxing. It's a exception with a few where you could just knock or stop a person with barely using energy, but David Haye is not one of them. Um, so that's why I got Wilder. Clearly, Wilder has his legs. David Haye is worried about Chiles and etc. etc. And let's just be real, man. And the only thing, another thing is, speed is power. David Haye seemed to me like, not completely. Don't get it twisted. The speed is still there, but it seemed like David Haye is slightly slowing down. We all know speed is power, especially with David Haye, because David Haye knocks guys out with speed and accumulation of punches, kind of like Mike Tyson. Not saying these guys don't have power. Fuck yeah, they have power, of course, but it's mainly that speed as well. So let me pick this shit up. So Tony Bellew, on the other hand, um, I feel like Tony Bellew, the fight is even, man. He could be arguably bigger than Wilder. That's how even I think this fight is. Now, don't get it twisted. I know all the fans is going to try to say, "Oh, Wilder beat the smaller fighter," blah 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 blah. But if David Haye would have beat Tony Bellew, y'all wouldn't have been saying shit. All right. So, I think Tony Bellew is also more skillful than Deontay Wilder. Now, don't get it twisted. I think a lot of people don't give Wilder no. I don't think Wilder has crazy skill, but I think he got a little bit of skill. It's just not crazy. All right, it's not like Tony Bellew skills, but I feel like the reach. I feel like Deontay Wilder is faster than David Haye at this point in his career. Deontay Wilder is in his prime. Um, yeah, I can see a nightmare for the fucking Tony Bellew. But I do give Deontay Wilder, I will give it a solid win because if I'm not mistaken, Tony Bellew is a top 10 heavyweight. If I'm not mistaken. I think he could be more dangerous for Wilder than um, Dominic Brazil, who's just going to straight come forward and not really give Wilder no angles and skill like Tony Bellew can do. All right? I'll talk about Fury versus Bellew in another video, but I'm not mad at this fight, y'all. Tony Bellew can still bring in a lot of fucking money. Tony Bellew is a good trash talker. I think I'm gonna make a video of my top 8 trash talkers, man. And Tony Bellew is up there, man. The man, he's really up there. Tony Bellew. Every time I watch this man in a press conference, anything, I'll be fucking dying. So let me let you guys know, I got Tony Bellew. I mean, I got Tony Bellew versus Deontay Wilder being a good fight. Um, they're both gonna sell the fight. Everybody know who Bellew is. He's promoted by Eddie Hearns, and we could also get a sense of that. We could also get a sense of that Bellew. I mean, of the UK fans versus the US fans if that fight happens. And I feel like Wilder could even go out there because we all feel Deontay Wilder's gonna knock him out anyway. So, and plus they already have like a little bit of tension. Even though they did show each other some respect already, they have a little tension. We all seen the back and forth when Wilder was yelling "Bomb Squad," and Tony Bellew was like, "There's no fucking bomb squad." He said, "I'm a grown ass man." We all remember that shit. Tony Bellew, my boy. He's funny as fuck, man. Yeah, this is just your boy Love When I Hate When talking serious boxing. I'm back in this shit, you guys. I'm back loving it. I'm back missing it. I know I've been inactive for a while. Don't get it twisted. I'm gonna have my days where I take a few days off, but it's mainly because of business. But when I do have the time, I'm gonna constantly drop them. All right, you guys. I'm out.